All right, so everybody's all about the six-pack, the abs, building up the core strength, and these things are all fine and dandy. In my opinion, as a health and fitness professional, having adequate core strength is going to keep you safe while training, but also keep you from experiencing things like lower back tightness and lower back injury, which about 80% of North Americans report yearly dealing with lower back pain. It's actually like an epidemic here in the US due to lack of core strength, actually. So this is a great routine that you can build into. A couple of these exercises might be a little bit challenging, but be patient with yourself and work into them. But this will be done in a circuit. This is the best way to train your abdominals. They're a very dense set of muscle groups and very strong, and they're very high endurance based. So you want to challenge them in a consecutive manner rather than, let's say, for example, I'm gonna do 3 sets of 10 on bicep curls. The muscle structure is different, so you want to challenge them in a circuit. And I have just the circuit for you. Again, it's adaptable to all fitness levels, and it's just gonna use your body weight. You don't need anything else, okay? So the first one is an isometric exercise. It's called a hollow hold. Now with the hollow hold, you're gonna be laying on your back, and you're gonna extend your legs out as far as you can and arms above your head as far as you can. So you are laid out on the ground, looking up towards the ceiling, straight as a board. Now, the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna bring your legs up at about 45 degrees, and you're gonna point your toes back towards you. So now you have the lower extremities engaged. The next thing you do with your arms fully extended back, you want your palms open so they're facing each other, and you're simply just gonna lift your shoulders off the ground. So now you're gonna feel this deep engagement within your abdominals. Now make sure you're keeping your arms straight and your shoulders off the ground. The last 2 things I need you to do is tuck your chin, so you wanna relax the upper neck, and then actively push your lower back into the ground. You will instantly feel this exercise taking effect, and you're gonna hold this anywhere between 15 to 30 seconds. I'll tell you right now, 30 seconds is a challenge. So if you've never done this one, or you're not very familiar with core training, start real slow, minimal effective dose, then work yourself up. Now, after the hollow hold, we're gonna transition nicely into what I call hollow hold crunches. So from there, you're gonna keep the legs in that 45-degree position off the ground. Legs are straight, toes are back, but now you're gonna take those straight arms, and you're not gonna really swing, so you don't wanna use momentum, but you're gonna crunch up and lightly touch your knees, your shins, however far you can reach, and then reset. So again, you wanna be pushing your lower back into the ground, and you wanna be keeping your legs straight. Now the reps that you do here is gonna definitely depend on your fitness level and how strong your core is. I would say anywhere between 10 to 15 reps this exercise will be sufficient. Now from there, we're gonna go into what I call ab thrusters. Now this is a great combination move that we're gonna do a reverse crunch into a hip hike. So it's a real simple setup. Again, you're on your back, your legs are straight, but now you're gonna take your arms and your hands, you're gonna place them right outside your hips for stability. Okay, now you're gonna lift your legs just a few inches off the ground. You're gonna do a reverse crunch, and then from there, you're gonna extend your legs and then push your hips up like you're trying to get your feet to touch the ceiling. All right, you ease your hips back down, bend the knees, and extend them back out. Okay, real simple, but very effective for the lower abdominals. Okay, now we have a couple more to go through there. Now we're sweating and we're getting the blood flowing and we're starting to feel those abs engage. Now we're gonna work some more stability. So we're actually gonna be in a all fours position, and we're gonna do bird dogs. All right, this is a yoga move, but it's phenomenal for engaging, strengthening, and sculpting the midsection. So basically, you're gonna be in an all fours position. Your hands are under your shoulders and hands are shoulder width apart. You're gonna have your hips and knees bent at about 90 degrees, and you're gonna be softly pressing on your toes. Now this is where the fun begins, right? My kind of fun, probably not your kind of fun, but so basically you're gonna go opposite arm and opposite leg. You're gonna raise them simultaneously, but you gotta do so with control so you don't throw yourself off balance. But when you raise the arm up, you wanna keep that arm straight, bring that bicep in line with your ear, and then when that leg comes up, you want that leg straight, fully extended. Don't kick it up real high, but the way that I like to coach that and think of that is when the leg is coming up, you wanna be squeezing the glutes. So when you're at the top of that opposite arm, opposite leg raise, you have a nice straight line from ankles to fingertip, okay? All the way across. You would reset and then change sides. Another opposite arm, opposite leg. Now, if you're having a really hard time with that stability, I get it. Real easy regression is just drop the knees to the ground. Okay, because in the first one, you have the knees off the ground. If you're having a hard time with stability, just set the knees on the ground and then practice from there. Again, 10 to 15 each side should be sufficient. Last but not least, we're gonna get a little bit more Cardiovascular, we're gonna involve some more trunk rotation, which is gonna really burn up the thing that everybody wants, right? The obliques. I want that V cut, coach. This is a wonderful exercise to strengthen your internal and external oblique muscles. So we're gonna put ourselves in a extended push-up position, meaning our hands are under our shoulders and shoulders over hands, but I want us to get our feet a little bit wider. So our feet are actually about hip width apart instead of the traditional, shoulder width apart. So we're gonna actually have the feet a little bit wider. And think about if you've ever done a mountain climber before where you bring, your knee to your elbow. All that we're gonna do is we're gonna go opposite elbow to opposite knee, but we're gonna come off the ground and we're gonna try to make contact with opposite elbow and opposite knee. Very challenging, very demanding exercise, 10 to 15 each side, and you're done, you're done. If you can't do what they're called grappler planks, then just regress it to a mountain climber. So you're still getting the activation of the lower abdominals with a little bit of trunk rotation. Again, this is a great sequence. You can use this as a warm-up, as a finisher, or it can just be a standalone routine that you would do somewhere between 2 to 3 times a week. You'd run through that thing 2 to 3 sets, and I'd recommend about 45 to 60 second rest after each set.